So this is the self-development with tactics book. So, today we're actually going to talk about another quiz. A quizzity quiz, and this time is hopefully going to be a little bit of a more difficult one, because the last quizzes that we went through, even though they were difficult, they were pretty shit easy, and this pissed me off, like, pretty much. Therefore, we're going to talk about just the, as they say, our most difficult knowledge quiz, I'm just prepared, first of all, and I'm also looking forward to that. So, I'll see you after the intro. As always, as every day. And I hope, by the way, that the noise is not too loud because it's closer to me so that I can do this and that and this and that and this and that. And also that it's a little bit more interesting, I at least hope. And that I don't have to just stretch myself like a kilometer or a mile to just reach my fucking PC. So, yeah. So, as you can see now in the background, or let's actually call it on the left side of the screen, I am actually a little bit small. I gotta have to say that. Let's make myself a little bigger. So as you can see, we are once again on the howstuffworks.com site or play.howstuffworks.com. The link is gonna be, as always, down in the description to this exact quiz. So if you also want to take it afterwards, even though it doesn't make any fucking sense if you do so, because you probably then already know the answers, then you can do that, even though, like as I said, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But anyway, let's actually head right through it. I'm also gonna read this little bit there, even though most often it is quite of an unnecessary thing. But anyway. Why do we humans love to test our knowledge so much? Since time immemorial, stories have been told of heroes who had to solve riddles to win to win wealth or glory, or sometimes just to survive. For example, we offer these things, a mythical creature that posed difficult questions to humans and ate them if they couldn't answer properly. Yes, this is a thing. Or consider Samson. In the Bible, he called the Philistines with the riddle about the honey and the lion. Out of the eater something to eat, out of the strong something sweet. Unfortunately for Samson, the Philistines had outside help. This treacherous wife gave them the answer, or his treacheress. I think it's called treacheress. I'm actually not quite sure about that. Wife gave him the answer. So the first question is, what color do about 75% of national flags contain? The answers are blue, red, green, and yellow. The thing is, I just had to immediately think about red, because we're having it in the American flag, we're having it in the Japanese flag, we're having it in the Austrian flag as well, we're having it in the German flag, we're having it in the Italian flag, we're having it in the... I kind of have to go for red, I guess. Yes, and it is right, motherfucker. Correct answer. Red is associated with communist nations of past and present, notably the USSR, even though in German it's actually different. Well, anyway. And China, however, this is a fairly recent development. Red has long been a favorite color in flags for countries of all political persuasions. Yes. For example, Mexico, I think as well, isn't it? France, Finland, Norway, Iceland, as far as I can tell. Where's my cap? Where's my fucking cap? Well, anyway, then what's that as well? Switzerland, of course, Hungary. I mean, it's indeed 75%. I do, by the way, wonder, because all these colors are having a different... different, I'm not quite sure, but they're all having a meaning, and I do wonder what they just all mean with all the different countries, because of course I think the red in the Austrian flag might be something different than the red in the United States flag, or the flag of the United States, and also just the UK. The UK is also having a red flag, as well as England. I actually never ever know what's what and stuff, and it's complicated for me. Well, anyway. From 1990 to 1933, the Weimar Republic was the government of what nation? I do just only know that Weimar is a part still in Germany, so I'm also going to go for Germany. And it is right. And I just actually only know that because of art history, because Weimar, the Republic of Weimar, is indeed a pretty arty republic, and or just still Weimar, I think. I don't really know if it is a city, I don't really know if it is a district or something, but it's pretty arty. Like, for example, there's the Bauhaus, which those people that are really into art and really also into graphic design might know about. And so yeah, the Weimar Republic was the government that preceded Adolf Hitler's. Oh, it was named for the city where its first constitutional convention was held, in Weimar. So it indeed is also a city. I didn't know that. Now I know it. Well. Anyway, what part of a sailboat does the tiller move? I don't know what the till is. I could actually look it up like really quickly, but I would actually rather go for something that's pretty unexpected, you know, or I wouldn't expect. So I wouldn't actually go for the rudder, and I kind of tend to just click on compass since it is something like, yeah, then the hull, I don't know what the hull is, and the sails. Let's go for the sails, even though, yeah, of course, it's actually been the rudder. The rudder is the strong underwater blade that makes the boat yaw. That makes the boat yaw in the water or turn left or right without leaning. Fun fact, swimming dogs like Labradors use their tails as a rudder. So it's actually a pretty cool thing, you know, and it's a little bit of an unfortunate thing as well that we are not having something like this. Because, I mean, you just have to swim then, and you just have to just provide power to your tail then, and your tail is just swinging around doing something, and everything's fine and everything is good and everything is amazing. Actually pretty cool, but it's the first wrong one, which is not a good thing. What is the wearing away of rock by wind, water or gravity called? Fucking hell, I don't fucking know that. Declension, grading, silting or erosion? I think I go for erosion, and it is right. I actually don't know why. It kind of reminded me on Earth, and therefore I thought like, well, let's take it. You know, let's take this one. The correct answer. If you're outdoors, you've probably explored caves made by wind erosions. This is one of the more common terms for geology. I see, but even though I believe, I'm not quite sure, I believe that I think the water erosion is more or less the most common one, I guess. Even though, like, I mean, wind is, it's a little bit of a strange thing, isn't it? Like, that wind is such a strong thing that it is even like destroying rocks and whatnot. Of course, you know, this is probably gonna take like hundreds and thousands of millions of fucking years. Of course, I know, for sure, it's totally the case. But still an amazing thing. The next thing is something that I should actually know, because art history, once again. Caravaggio shared a first name with what other famous artist? The first one, like, he's so amazing. Hieronymus Bosch. Really, I by the way don't know if it is Bosch or something else, but I would go for Bosch. Then Michelangelo, then Peter, actually indeed it's Peter Bruegel the Elder, or Bruegel, whatever, and Jackson Pollock. I do actually wanna, can I do this? No, I can't. Hieronymus Bosch. He's having just so amazingly great paintings, and you can also find them on Wikipedia, like just so fucking detailed. Like the file itself is having like 200 megabytes, which is an insane fucking number for just one single fucking image. Like, it is so fucking detailed, and I hope it is not this one, even though I think it is just this one. But yeah, you know, if you zoom in a little bit, there you can see. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Like, it is really a strange thing. I believe that it is surrealism. I don't know, actually, indeed. But there is just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of nudity and a lot of just crazy things and crazy animals. And, you know, we all wonder, at least I wonder indeed, what drugs this person was on while doing this. Well, yeah. But also Peter Bruegel with the tower, the small tower and the big tower that Michelangelo also just painted and did quite a lot of things. But Caravaggio, I don't know what his first name was, but I also know that Caravaggio did a lot of amazing things. Vienna is the capital of what country? Is this like a fucking joke? So Caravaggio, let's actually go for Michelangelo, even though I'm not quite sure about this. Peter Bruegel, actually no. Jackson Pollock, no. Hieronymus, actually no. I would say Michelangelo. The Sistine Chapel in, I think, Rome, if I'm not quite unsure, painters. The full name was Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti Simoni. It's no wonder we just call him Michelangelo. Meanwhile, Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio is also known by Caravaggio. So it also makes it a little bit more easy, I think. So, Vienna is the capital of what country? I assume that it is Austria. Classical music lovers flock to Vienna to see the city where Mozart, Liszt, Beethoven, Strauss and more lived and worked. Vienna is also the city that gave the world Sigmund Freud, yes. Though not everyone would thank the Austrian capital for that. Yeah, because I believe that he was also working in, not only in Vienna, even though I think it's been a big part. Well, anyway. Seismology is the study of what? Earthquakes, gems, extinct animals, clouds. I would say earthquakes. And I'm right, motherfuckers. You probably knew this if you live in a coastal region where earthquakes are common. However, inland regions aren't immune from seismic activity, at least not entirely. Yes, it is the case. Even, like, I think it's kind of maybe been a year ago or something, we've also had some earthquakes, or at least one. I do remember one, and it's been really fucked up shit. Like, I've been in my bed, and suddenly everything was kind of strange. I woke up and thought, well, it's been an earthquake. And then I went to sleep once again. And the next day, everyone was like, did you just notice the earthquake? Some people were, of course, like, no, I don't get anything. Some people were like, it is so amazing. It's so strange, I thought I'd die and stuff like this. And of course, like, I mean, it's been a little bit. You can't compare that to something else that's just way more and just way whatever. Like, of course, but of course, like, it is a strange thing. And a dangerous thing, and something that we should all be having a look at if we are living in certain areas that are maybe indeed a little tiny bit more like unsafe. Let's go. English top. And which of these was the first actor to be paid $1 million for a role for Bridge on the River Kwai, or however it is pronounced? John Wayne, James Stewart, William Holden, Gary Cooper. The funny thing is, it's only men. That's something to think about. Gary Cooper. I don't know who Gary Cooper is. I just only know John Wayne, so I'm gonna go for John Wayne. It's actually William Holden. Holden holds this distinction. If you knew this, you're likely to also know that Elizabeth Taylor was the first woman to be paid the same amount for Cleopatra. Which, by the way, I mean, of course, there's going to be a lot of people saying like, it is so much, those people just don't do anything. They just memorize a little bit of text and then that's quite it. And they play a role and whatnot. But I do kind of think that it is indeed some work, especially if you do just have to make a body transformation, have to have a body transformation. This is also another stress factor. On the other hand, it is probably a pretty nice job to do. It's probably one of the more beautiful things to do and whatnot. But I, by the way, wonder how much they get paid nowadays. Like, if it is more, if it is less, if it is kind of the same thing. I do assume that it is more. That there's actually quite a lot of money in these movies, especially in this just XXX titles. Like, I don't know, Fast and Furious and whatnot. Like, there's gonna be a lot of that stuff. Which of these is not one of the Earth's layers? I mean, if you think about it, the core, is it a layer? I mean, core is core. Crust is definitely one. Mantle is definitely also one. Terrestria. I would actually say core because why is this a layer? It's not a layer. The core is the core. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Geologists roughly divide the Earth into core, mantle, and crust. Yeah, but even though. I mean, it is a layer. Kind of. But, not for me, kind of. Earth, so core, mantle, and crust going from center to exterior. Terrestria isn't part of that system, though we think it would make a good name for a country in a fantasy paperback. Terraria, if you know that, give yourself a pat on the back or something. What body of water did the Romans call Mare Nostrum? La Mare Nostrum. I don't know. Nostrum is like just our. No, I don't want to look it up. The Mediterranean Sea, the Atlantic Sea. I would go for the Mediterranean. Yeah. Yes, it's right. Mare Nostrum means our sea. I'm just so fucking good. A little bit of Italian that I've had in school, like just such a tiny bit, and I've forgotten quite everything, and I can't say anything but la mia mamma è una persona molto gentile. This is the only thing that I can say. And grazie, and mille grazie, and ciao, and prego, and all those things. Like there's a few things, but I've just forgotten like just the majority of things, And piano being like the, I don't actually know what this is called in English. Fuck, man. Piano, first of all, is the plate as far as I know, but it is also like you having if you're just in a house, then you go into the house, this is called a certain way or a certain name. Then if you go up the stairs, this is also called a certain thing. It's like etage, first etage, second etage, could actually be the case, I don't know. Which of these is the hardest mineral on Earth? Diamond, lead, titanium, and silver. The problem that I'm having is, I don't actually know if diamond is less. I would say diamond. Yeah, but it's, I thought that titanium might also be, like it of course is a pretty tough one as well. Like indeed. But yeah, despite the Sia song, titanium is not the hardest metal on Earth or on a planet. Fun fact, diamonds became popular for engagement rings because they were hard enough to stand up to daily wear, even during housework. It doesn't have anything to do with their value. Diamond is actually rather common. Is it? I mean, it's just actually a pretty tough thing, might also be one of the reasons why it is a little bit more of an expensive thing, you know, that besides the whole fact that there is a lot of people that want to have diamonds, and if there is a lot of, I forgot the name or the word, fuck man. There is, like, if there is a lot of people that want to buy that, then it's naturally gonna be more expensive because economy, you know, because things are how they are. So this might be a reason, and the second reason, I guess, is because we are not having that many diamonds, you know. Even though I wonder, and I also believe that we are just, I don't know, we are extruding probably like thousands of tons each fucking year out of the earth into our greedy fucking thingers. And third of all, because it just takes proper tools and probably pretty expensive tools, and they're also probably going to break down relatively quickly since the diamond is so hard and stuff. But yeah, I believe. I don't actually know. Crepuscular animal becomes active at what time? Crepuscular, dawn, midday, dusk, late night. Crepuscular. What does creep? You know, the thing with words always is to just see if there is another word in any language, whether it is French, whether it is Italian, German, or English as well, Latin, if I haven't said that. Well, this is probably Latin, so if there's something that reminds you of something. But crap and uscular, crap. What is crap? Crap is shit, of course, but is there something else? Crap is like food as well. Yeah. Dawn, dusk, late night, midday. I would actually not say late night. Dawn, I wouldn't also necessarily say. I don't know what dusk is. I would go for dusk while I'm actually looking up what it is. He arrived just before dusk. Twilight, nightfall, sunset, sundown. It is actually dusk. Fucking motherfuckers. That motherfuckers. This is what I have to say. This is a complicated word for a simple thing. While many animals are classified as diurnal. It just does not have anything to do with my piss. Or nocturnal. A crepuscular animal comes out to hunt or graze at twilight. Did you see Twilight? Which fantasy hero might you find in Diagon Alley? Percy Jackson, Katniss Everdeen, Harry Potter, or Tris Pryor? The funny thing is, I've fortunately seen all those movies. I've actually always liked Percy Jackson. I've read the books, not all of them. I think 2 or something, and I've really liked them. And I've also thought that the movies are also pretty great. I in general like just a lot of fantasy movies because it is always such a beautiful thing. Also with The Hobbit, like it is such a beautiful thing when they are able to create worlds that you can actually believe in, that are not like something, and well done, like from a design perspective. If there's a lot of details, if the art direction is good and whatnot, then I just loved it so much. As I've said with The Hobbit, like it is an insane thing. A hero might you find in Diagon Alley? The problem is, Percy Jackson, I've watched it in German. The Hunger Games, I think both in English and in German. Harry Potter, actually not that much, but I know it. I've only just seen, I think, 1 or 2 movies or something. I would go for Harry Potter. Motherfucker! Woo! Diagon Alley is a shopping district in the Harry Potter novels. It is where Hogwarts students buy their books and supplies. I do wanna, like, I mean, you could say, okay, why aren't they just creating it with spells and shit? Like, you don't have to buy fucking shit. But, you know, there has to be some sort of a storyline there, I guess. Which of these authors created Cthulhu and Yog-Sothoth? I don't know who Yog-Sothoth is, indeed, but I actually wanna look it up. Look up Yog-Sothoth. No results found. Thank you, motherfucker. Cthulhu. I don't actually know who Cthulhu. Ursula Le Guin, Afra Ben, Lovecraft, Huckabee Cave. I would Afra Ben. Actually, H.P. Lovecraft or Lovecraft created a grand terrifying mythos involving gods called the Old Ones, which included Cthulhu or Cthulhu, however you pronounce it. I don't fucking know. And Yog-Sothoth. Horror writers set stories in his fantasy world to this day. Yes, indeed. I just only know it because of South Park, actually. You know, because they've also covered that, besides actually everything else. Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie co-created which operating system? Ken Thompson. Debian, Unix, Ubuntu or Windows. I'm gonna go for Ubuntu. Fuck. Unix. Came out of Bell Labs in the 1970s. Fun fact, the Mac operating system is actually Unix based. Yes, whereas, isn't it the same as Linux? Or is Linux also based on Unix? I think it's that way. I actually don't know. Can I look that up, please? I can. An operating system analogous to DOS and Windows supporting multiple current users. So it indeed is actually for everything. An operating system analogous to DOS. Since I actually gotta have to really take a shit right now, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I could actually kind of stop it, while I'm just taking my enormous shit. But, I've just... maybe I'm actually gonna go through it just on another episode as well, because it's actually pretty nice. Because it's actually something that I think is interesting. It's not just some bullshit that nobody fucking cares about. But yeah, anyway, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're gonna remember yourself and you're gonna be remembered. Basically means your legacy basically means just being a nice person and being remembered as a nice person. I wish you the best. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and I'm very, very sorry for ending this so quick actually, but I really gotta have to take a shit. I'm exploding right now. But yeah, anyway, I wish you the best. Thank you so much for your time and attention, everything else that you're giving to me. Maybe consider subscribing if you want to see more of whatever I'm doing. There is gonna be more, a lot more, really a lot more. But yeah, I'm gonna see you. Bye bye. Thank you, like really thank you. And one nut.